Morning from the Lake District, just in the Eskdale forest this week, and we're just walking along the valley floor past Tungmore, and then we're going to pop up Illgill Head and then onto Whin Rigg, and we should hopefully get some good views down into the Wasdale Valley, but not looking too hopeful at the moment as per usual. So a bit of a drive to get here. Eskdale, Wasdale area, a bit more out of the way. You have to come around the sort of the lakes peninsulas, and then it was just a sort of single track road from Eskdale Green to here. So if you are coming down, your GPS will take you down a single track road, and you'll just meet a closed gate for, I think, the Forestry Commission or something similar. So we were dubious as to whether we were on the right track, but yeah, just get out and open it. Just as you drive beyond the gate, you'll be greeted with a sort of flattish patch of grass near a beck, and that is the car park. So you can park there, or at least I think you can. We'll find out when we get back and we're clamped, or you know, the windows have been put in. But yeah, pretty sure that was the car park. So just continuing down, we've got Chris, Key, Si, and George the dog with us this week. It's pretty mild so far, but as I say, clagged in on the tops. I think it said mountain weather, 60% visibility by the time we get up onto the top. So keep our fingers crossed, see what we can see. But it might sort of prohibit the drone footage if it is clagged in. But it is sort of clear on the lower slopes there. Just need this to do one really. Oh, sheep on the track. George keeping his instincts in check. So yeah, continue along the valley floor here and then see how things go as we progress up the first fell. So just 2 Wainwrights today, and then we're staying at the youth hostel in Eskdale. So just continuing along the valley floor here, you can probably see that dry stone wall behind me there. It's in a pretty bad state of repair, to be honest. Doesn't look like anyone's touched it for decades or maybe even centuries. As we were walking along, saw just a house on its own back in the valley there, and I was just thinking, how do people make a life for themselves around here? You know, there's no one road in. Imagine you get snowed in for days or weeks at a time in the winter. How do you get to any shops? How do you use the internet? First world problems, I suppose. A lot of people probably enjoy the solitude. But yeah, no idea how they do it. Anyway, yeah, just continuing around the back of Tungmore here. And that's when we'll begin the ascent up Illgill Head, which, judging by the contours on the OS map, looks like it's pretty steep. But once we have managed that first ascent, it looks like it's pretty flat all the way over to Whin Rigg until we begin the descent back down, which looks sort of equally steep as the way up was. Yeah, I'll keep you posted. We'll see how steep it is and how out of breath we get. Let's jump over this puddle. Lovely stuff. Oh, God, you wouldn't think it was British springtime, would you? Oh, possibly you would. So I've just crossed this little beck here, and there is a path. You can probably see it there, sort of greener tract between the orangey bits of foliage that takes you up to the top. But the Graham Mooney route says to keep going down the valley here, round the end, and then we should see Bairnmore Tarn over to the right, and then we sort of come back on ourselves and up. I'm not sure why it doesn't say to go up that path though. I think, to be fair, Illgill Head is a bit further over that way, and we're eventually going to go that way, so perhaps it's just to prevent you having to cut back on yourself, but we'll see, because that doesn't look like too bad the way up, to be honest. But he hasn't seen us wrong so far. Old Graham Mooney, book available on Amazon. So it is a bit boggy here. I'll just take the camera off so I don't snap my ankle. There's no ambulances getting down here.
Not very long to be doing it, to be honest.
Hey. So we've just got to Bairnmore Tarn here. Absolutely isolated. So that there is the back of the Scarfell range. Out of breath. Would look a lot better if it wasn't a cloud. And there is just a bit of a spooky, isolated house there. Can't imagine anyone lives there. But who knows? But absolutely no one around. Considering it's bank holiday weekend, it's a bit of a treat, to be honest. So we're headed up this way to Illgill Head, and we're just debating whether it's this one here or whether we continue round the tongue. But we'll see what the OS map says as we get to this rocky outcrop here. But as I said earlier, it does look pretty steep on the map, so I'm fearing it could be this big lump looming in the background. So we'll see how we go. To the Wasdale Valley. Cap on backwards is not a fashion choice. I'm trying to be down with the kids. Just need to ventilate my old noggin. So yeah, you can see the car park, hopefully, by the Wasdale Head Inn, which will be like Alton Towers on a day like this, with it being bank holiday. They've got Ewbarrow, I've got Kirkfell, Pillar just in the gap, and then Lingmel on the right here, and then just around the corner through the valley there you'll have Great Gable. We are still persevering up here. How we doing? I'll bleep that out on the video. So yeah, apparently this is a path, but can't really see much of one. A bit of a muddy trod there, but I think that's what can often happen on these lesser walked routes. There will be a right of way, a footpath marked on the map, but yeah, there's next to nothing on the ground. It is absolutely stunning here. Just that lonely house. It's really, really picturesque at the end of the tarn there. You can see over towards the Hard Knot Pass that way as well. And the Scarfells still shrouded in cloud. So I'll turn the camera off because I'll soon be huffing and puffing, which isn't a great sound for anyone. Kidding myself that this is the top, but it's definitely a fall seat. I've just checked the map and still about another 150 metres of ascent to go. But hopefully, once we do get to the top, should have some good views off the edge of the screes to Wastwater, over to Middle Fell, Sea Talon and Buckbarrow, he says, with his fingers crossed. See what we get when we finally summit it, and then hopefully it's pretty flat along the top to Whin Rigg. George, as ever, skipping up, putting us all to shame. So in the haste to get my drone up, I forgot to film on the top of Illgill Head, just back there. The lads have been really patient with me because I've been stopping and getting the drone out every 5 minutes. So yeah, been a bit of a thorn in their side, to be honest. But yeah, just on Illgill Head, get some views over to the Wasdale Valley there. See over to Middle Fell, Sea Talon, Buckbarrow, and then we're just continuing on to Whin Rigg. Straighten up the camera. Just stopped for some lunch back there on Illgill Head. All Faithful, Tesco meal deal, hoisin duck wrap, Walker's Paprika Max, Lucasade Sport, can't go wrong. So yeah, just a flat trundle across the top now, and then we'll end up dropping down back into the Miterdale Forest, and then yeah, through the woods there, and then back to the car. But the weather's weather's been on our side so far. It is starting to clag in a bit just up ahead, but hopefully the rain stays off until at least we get back into the car. Views have been pretty good, to be honest, although it's not been sunny. Seen quite a bit down into the head of the valley, as you will have seen. So yeah, might be able to see out to Sellafield and the coast in a second once we get to the top of Whin Rigg here. But yeah, see what we can see. It is starting to cloud over a bit actually, so I'm not too sure. Just got a glimpse of Lost Water down the side of the screes here. So yeah, Lost Water is the deepest lake in England, but there's a bit of a grisly tale associated with it. Back in the 70s, I think, there was a pilot who lived down south. His partner was an air stewardess, I think. Anyway, ended up murdering her, unfortunately. He drove all the way up to Water and threw her body in the lake here, obviously hoping nobody would find it, and nobody did for a number of years. But then a number of years later, there was a French girl who was walking across the screes here where we are. She went missing, unfortunately. So the police sent out search parties in this area, including divers, into the lake. So divers went down, found a wrapped up body, which they assumed would be the missing French girl. Recovered it from the lake. Whilst it wasn't her, it was the woman who'd gone missing from down south. So yeah, they identified her body, subsequently arrested him, and then yeah, put him on trial, and he was sent to prison. And then they did eventually find the missing French girl and her body just on the screes down here. So yeah, a few grisly and unfortunate tales associated with the area, which you just obviously never know about if you've not googled it or watched the boring video like mine. But there we go. Just summited the second and final fell of the day, Whin Rigg, about 535 metres. So just meandering our way down now towards Ayrton Fell, and then we'll cut left through the forest and back to the cars. So it's been a pretty good day so far. Initial climb up Illgill head was pretty steep at times, but didn't go on for too long, wasn't too bad. And then once you're on the summit there, it was pretty flat up to Whin Rigg just behind me here. A little kick up towards the end, but nothing too arduous. So back to the car now, and on to the first pub of the day. Just proceeding very quietly and gently across this field. Just over the brow here, there's a load of cows, so I've got the energy to outrun them at the best of times. Definitely not now. We're just tiptoed across here. I'm going to follow the wall down to where it breaks there, and then the path should hook a sharp left, and then we'll be more or less back. Back at the car park, just over the shoulder there. I'm starting to worry when we were coming back through the forest that we're taking a wrong turn, because it went on for longer than I anticipated. It's quite thick forest as well, actually. But yeah, back to where we began now. You can just see there's the cars, there's the route we took up at the start, went all the way down the valley, then over the tops there. So it's a pretty good little walk, to be honest. There's some people just about to start out. So yeah, I think that's pretty much it for this video. If you did like it, just give it a subscribe, a like, and turn on the notifications, as Esme would say, so you don't miss the next one. So the next one we're doing is a bit of a big one. I'm going to do the Newlands Horseshoe, and then we're going to the Keswick Beer Festival after that. So I might try and film there, although I don't know how advisable it'll be to take the camera. So yeah, until that one, I'll see you next time.